What's going on, my beautiful people from YouTube? Guess who's back? That's right, back again. It's Action talking about the Helium network today, and I'm going to want to cover 3 quick points with you. First, are earnings decreasing, and is 2022 basically the year that Helium ends? Quick answer is like no, not really, but I'll go over what that means in just a minute. Secondly, a few of you reached out and said, hey, this Milesight thing looks a little complicated to set up. Can you kind of go over it and give us the best way of going about it? Yeah, it's not really complicated, I promise you. So I got an unboxing, which is point number 2. I'll show you a couple of the features that I really like about this unit. And point number 3, set up how to get this little guy up and running. And it's a lot easier than people make it out to be, as long as you know a little bit of networking. It's just a matter of understanding how the HTTP servers work. And if you don't, that's okay. I'm not going to overcomplicate this. I promise. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. And all I ask of you is to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, because at the end of the day, that's why we are at 15,000 subscribers. So to all of you that have subscribed this last year, thank you so much. It's been a phenomenal ride, and it is just going to keep getting better and better and better. Something somebody told us, like, I missed the videos and the giveaway. So I figured I'd tell you guys about a giveaway right at the beginning of the video. So let's do, I don't know, 50 bucks worth of something, HNT, USDC, I don't know. We'll figure it out when you get chosen. But we'll do hashtag action giveaway. Let's just do that. That way I can actually sort through the comments and find out if you actually watched any of the video at all, or if you just showed up and said, oh, I want to win something. So we'll go that route. So first things first, are earnings decreasing? No, earnings are not decreasing as long as you're set up properly. And what I mean by that is, do you know the exact altitude of your miner? Do you know how high your antenna is sitting at? Do you have the right configurations of your unit? Because if you're not getting that right, well, you're not going to get valid witnesses. You're going to have a problem with POV version 11 that's out right now. That's a big deal. I mean, the reason they did it, that's my dog. The reason they did it is to make sure that people weren't spoofing. And at the end of the day, it's a good thing, as long as it works, as long as you have your stuff set up right. And if you're getting invalids, like invalid witnesses left and right, well, something is going on. There is something off there. There's something that's not done right. So what you want to make sure you do is make sure you have the right height, as well as the right antenna type set up in your Helium app. It does cost a couple of cents for you to actually get that done, but it's so worth it, because you're going to earn a lot more once you have that done. Something else that some people are having a problem with is, like, they don't have the exact location of their miner plotted correctly. So make sure you do that. That one is a little more expensive. You're looking at about 10 bucks to change locations, because you essentially have to make sure that you are properly placed on a map so that the calculations actually work out right. A recommendation is take a look at, I always have to bite my tongue not to say bad things about people, but I'll say this and I'll put up a picture. So you guys saw that I had a Fenestra. I already got rid of it because I opened the box, and right out of the box, I did not like what it said. It's basically saying that if you change the antenna, it's not going to work well. That's a straight up lie. That's not how things work. You need to make sure you're doing your research, buying, tuned antennas, and doing it right. I've sent a bunch of people to Rack's website to get antennas. Now I can tell you that fast miners, they have antennas, I think from 3 to 12 dBi antennas, and they are really, really nice. My earnings, I'm at about 15 HNT a month with their antenna and cable. So I'm pretty happy with my setup. I got to tell you that, it's been perfect. But you got to set it up right inside of the app. Make sure that you have the right information logged in there. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble, because you're going to get invalid witnesses, and you're just not going to earn the way you're supposed to earn for all your hard work. All right, let's get right into it. I want to show you how this thing actually works. Let's open this box up and get the setup going. Here we go. Okay, so this is the hotspot from Milesight. Now, they are not necessarily advertising this as an outdoor hotspot, but if you live anywhere decently nice, this is actually rated IP65, so you can get it, right on the pole, right outside, in plenty of locations, as long as it's not super, super cold or really harsh environments. But I'm going to do this one outside myself, and hopefully that shows you that I actually believe that this thing actually does work, even when it gets wet. So here's the unit itself. I'm going to set this one aside. Let's take a look at what else comes in here. Got a little 3-year warranty on it. Power adapter. You have the lower antenna that it comes with. And it is a type N, so this is very unusual for an indoor hotspot, right? Like seeing a Type N antenna, but this is good because I can actually plug in an aftermarket antenna right into the unit. I have, screws to mount this thing. Let me see what's this here. Oh, look at that. It actually comes with a bracket so that you can mount it outside. This is going to make my life a lot easier. Little loops right here make it easy for you to actually zip tie stuff to it if you want to go that route. But I'll definitely be using this. This is a no-brainer. Let's see what else we have. And last but not least, we have an Ethernet cable. And there are some features about this unit that I'm going to highlight a little later. You guys are going to be like, wait, what? I should have bought one. Yeah, you should have. They should hopefully get you guys more stock very, very soon. But here's the main unit. I guess the star of the show, I guess you can call it. This is the Milesight UG65. So that's what you guys can expect to see. And it turns out I need a screwdriver, and I did not plan for that, but I'm going to sort that out, and I will get one. But before we do that, let's just hear the smooth sounds of peeling the plastic. All right. Promise that was the plastic. That was not me. Let me get a screwdriver to remove this thing, and I will be right back. Let's keep going. All right, so let's open this unit up. If you guys are wondering if I use a utility knife instead of a screwdriver, don't worry about it. In here, you're going to see a few plugs. And, on the left side, you have a slot for a SIM card, but the unit that I purchased does not have that built in, so I can't use a SIM card with it. The middle one is a USB-C, and this is console on it. That's for debugging and stuff. The one here is an Ethernet port, and then you have a DC 9 to 12 volts. It's nice that you can use a wide range of power there, but the coolest thing about this unit right there is that the Ethernet is actually a PoE port right out of the box. So if you have a switch with a PoE built in, you can just plug in a PoE plug there. As long as your Ethernet has power, you are good to go. You're all set. Now, something else that I want to show you guys, that this is a little piece of plastic that comes with your unit, and it's not completely perforated. So if you see it when I stretch it, it's not complete. I'll go over the black here. It's not completely perforated. This is on purpose. So let's say you only want to use the Ethernet cord, it's going to keep the other one locked in. And I'm getting a few questions on, is this really safe? Is it really going to be okay, outside? And let me show you how I feel about that specifically. So I want to show you exactly how I feel about, does this work in, wet locations? Is it okay for you to use the Milesight UG65 on wet locations? Well, let's find out. All right, now let's talk setup, because I want to make sure you guys know how to set this up, and it's not hard, and I'll do both ways. So first, we're going to set it up with the Wi-Fi. A lot of you are not able to get something plugged in, or you don't have access to an Ethernet port on your computer, so I want to show you how to do it right on your phone. First things first, though, I want to make sure everybody understands this. Anytime you're plugging in a hotspot, have an antenna hooked up to it. I know I got some heat for not having an antenna when I plugged in my minted miner on the other video. I had already modified stuff inside of it, did have something plugged into it, so I didn't actually need to do that. That's the only reason it was okay. But if you're going to plug any miner in, any Helium hotspot, make sure that your antenna is hooked up. Now, all I'm going to do now is add power. That goes right there, little power, because that's the only thing I want to plug into it right now. And this thing should boot up, and I'll be able to access it right on my phone, actually, which should be pretty cool. All right, so we have power. You're going to see, I do like how they actually put words on top of it, so you know what's actually going on. It does make it helpful for you to get this thing up and going. I'm going to have to do screen recording on my phone. I just thought about this. So you guys get to look at me while I put the recording of my phone on screen. All right, so first things first, I want to make sure that I know exactly where I am going to, how I'm going to be setting this up. So in the settings, I want to know what my current Wi-Fi is set up as. So I'm going to click the little icon and figure out, okay, my network is 10. whatever else, or 192.168. Whatever else it is, what your router is. So you need this information to make sure that when you're setting your device up, you know where you're going to assign it to. So I'm going to get out of here and select the gateway underscore whatever it is for you there. But it will say gateway underscore, and that's how you want to connect to your phone. All right, I am going to get a no internet connection. That's fine. That's exactly what you want. Now, something else I'm going to do, I'm actually going to swipe down and I'm going to set myself up to be in airplane mode. And the reason I want to go airplane mode is because I want my browser to go directly to this connection and not try to find internet access, some other route. So I'm just going to go right to my Chrome. Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, now 192.168.1.1. Boom, I am in. And I can actually now put in the information that is found right on the back of your unit. The password and username is right there. So it's really difficult. It is admin. And I don't know if it needs to be lowercase, but I'm going to do it anyway. Admin and password. Login. Nope, I don't want it. Now, if you're on your phone, once you're in here, what you're going to want to do is go to settings and go to WLAN. And what you're going to do is change the work mode from AP to client. And the SSID, this is the name of your network. So my network, and you want to make sure you know exactly how your network is set up. So that would be for me. So I got to put my key and things like that. Now, this is the key to make things work right out of the box from your cell phone. On DHCP, you want to select DHCP client and not static IP. Static IP means you need to put in all the information about your network. If you go to client, if you go to just a DHCP client, what this is going to do is going to say, hey, Hotspot, go to my network and grab the IP address that you belong to. That's it. And you're good to go. I mean, this is how simple it is, but let's make it a little more complicated. Let's say you have a cable that you want to plug into and you want to, hook it up with an, little RJ45 that goes right in the back as well. So we're going to do that. And actually I forgot, hang on, I'm going to go on the back of my computer and get this thing hooked up. All right, I'm back. And some of you are going to say, no, if I do that, my internet's going to die and I'm not going to be able to watch your video. It's okay. Grab a phone or something and you can watch the video so you can follow along. But I want to show you exactly how to do this thing. All right, on your computer, here's how you're going to do it. And I want to make sure I make this super, super straightforward. This is my network status, and it's like, oh, okay, what do I do here? Well, I don't know what I should do here. You gotta, I hate the way that Windows 10 does this. So go to change adapter options. This is where you're actually going to work things through. Now, remember that this is a little bit different because you're going on your computer. You're going to have to access a new IP address. So if you right click and you go to properties, and then you go TCP IP, version 4, go to properties there, and you tell it to use this specific IP address, and it's going to be 192.168.23. Let's make your computer is now going to be 200. Like, why is it going to be 200? Because of this. Because the unit itself has the IP address of 192.168.23.150. Now, you can't have the same IP. That would conflict. So what we're doing here is setting it up so that you can say, oh, I'm part of the same network, so I can talk to that device. That's all this is. It's basically enabling access in a roundabout way without having a DHCP server, which the DHCP server basically gives out different IP addresses, different little addresses in your network is all it is. So now that I've done that, you might get like, is this a public network, a private network? It really doesn't matter. I'm going to go to my browser and I'm going to type in that number, 192.1. Yeah, that's it. .50. So 192.168.23.50. I had done this once before, so it's already here. And I'm going to go admin, and password is going to be password. That's the default. Now, I've talked about how much I love this thing. I really do. I think it's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and click it's external. And I'm not going to save the password or change it just for right now, just to make sure that I can show you guys how this works. I'm going to go to my my network. All right, now refresh. The thing was still booting up. That's all right. So network interface. So here you go. This is what I was talking about. You can do DHCP. And I actually like doing DHCP when I first bring the device onto my network. And here's why, because it will get an IP address assigned automatically. I recommend you change it to static. So you find out what it's going to be and then change it to static and keep that number. But I always set it up with the DHCP client so that when it does come online, when it does connect to my network, it just self-assigns an IP address. But if you know how your network works, you can go ahead and type your information in here. And I do know how my network works, so I can actually type in my numbers. And I can assign this one. It's going to be 165 for this one. And it's, again, 0.1. And I can keep all that stuff the same. And I can save and apply. And now what I'll do is actually unplug it from my computer and plug it back in to my network, to my your router, your switch, whatever device you might be working with on your network there. Now, as far as getting it onboarded, this is something else I want to show you guys. On the top right-hand corner, you're going to see a QR code for onboarding. And you actually can just put your wallet address right there, and the thing just populates, which is awesome. I don't know if I should be showing you as much as I am about to, but that's okay, because I do want you guys to see this stuff. Okay, so a quick feature on this unit that I think is actually really cool. So let's say you're in Australia or Brazil, for example. They also use 915, but their 915 is a little bit different, and it doesn't change very much, but it does change. And if you go under Packet Forwarder and you go to Radios, take a look at this. You can actually click the drop down and select a different region. So you can go from US to AU. And basically all it does is change what the radio frequency that is outputting is, like the exact frequency, but it's still considered 915. So this device can actually handle it. So it's pretty darn cool. I really like the way that this thing sets up. And I mean, you guys know how to set it up on the Helium app. That's, you know, a straightforward thing. I don't want to make this video too long, but yeah, this is a pretty nifty device. And if you have not done so yet, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, because that's the way we're going to get this channel back up and going, because I know being offline for a little bit does take a toll. But I'll leave it here. You guys are great. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Okay, housekeeping. I want to make sure that I talk to you guys. It's been rough, yeah, not gonna lie. This being offline for a little while did not feel very good. Being away did not feel very great, but I'm back, I'm here. And I know I said to comment what I did early on, but let me tell you about what's actually coming. And let me grab these two things. I want to take a look at these two devices head to head, and this is the Sense Cap, and yeah, it's not just a box. I should give one of these things away. So it's a Sense Cap. I got mine from Fast Miners because they already shipped all those out, and I got them in. So World Sense Cap, it's here. And I want to compare it to my Bobcat. Why do I want to compare it to my Bobcat? Because I think that Sense Cap is going to take over Bobcat. The whole thing with Sense Cap is that they need to make sure they're manufacturing fast enough, and they're pumping out units like crazy. So I think they're going to be able to catch up with Bobcat. No joke, I really do. So here's my question, because I'm actually curious. If you guys had to choose between the Sense Cap or the Bobcat, this is going to confuse a lot of people that don't watch the video to the very end, but that's okay. Which one would you rather go with? So make sure you put the hashtag. So hashtag action giveaway, but also in that comment include if you're a bigger fan of Bobcat or Sense Cap. There are definitely a lot more pros to Sense Cap in my opinion as of right now, but I do want to take a look at the inside. So I'm going to open these guys up and take a look at what's inside and how these connections are formed and what they did in the inside of the unit itself. But I want to know from you what you think in regards to the Bobcat and the Sense Cap, which one you'd rather go with. And here's what's going to happen. If I pick one of your comments, I'm not doing 50, we'll double it. We'll do $100 worth of whatever. We'll figure out what coin we're going to do, but I'll double it if you guys watch until the very end of the video. Thank you all so much. I'm going to go edit this thing right now, and hopefully I can get it ready to launch tomorrow morning, and I'll watch it live with all of you as I always do. You guys are awesome. Honestly, thank you all for everything. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.